talk about love all equally. Buddha's mind is a mind of great compassion. We will use verses of Confucius' teaching to learn about love all equally. Hopefully, it will bring out our great compassion. Let's first talk about our body. How do we treat others with great compassion? Number 1, don't flatter the rich or despise the poor. Great compassion is unconditional love, without any discrimination based on people's wealth or status. Shakyamuni Buddha was a prince, but he left the kingdom to search for the truth. When he finally reached Buddhahood, he went back to his country to teach. His father, the king, wanted to help Buddha, so asked all the elites of the Shakas to become Buddha's disciples. At the same time, there was a barber named Upali. He really wanted to become Buddha's disciple as well, so he asked the elites to join them. But the elites looked down on him and told him there's no way that a Sudra, which is the lowest social class in India, can become Buddha's disciple. But Upali did not give up. He actually rushed to see Buddha, and of course Buddha accepted him as a disciple. When the elites arrived, Buddha asked them to bow down to Upali. The elites were furious when they saw Upali and refused to bow down to him. So Buddha said to them, "A man is noble based on his behavior, not on his social class. You guys are actually of a lower class because you're now slaves of your arrogance." The elites finally bowed down to Upali. Buddha is a great teacher that taught us true equality. Number 2, always give more and take less. A bodhisattva is always giving because they want other people to be happy. So by giving, they will make others happy and benefit others. Bodhisattva is always aware of any greediness that arises in them. So they use giving to eradicate any of their greediness. In ancient China, there was a little boy. His parents passed away when he was young, so he was raised by his uncle, and he lived with uncle's 7 sons. When he reached adulthood, uncle wanted to divide up the family inheritance into 2 shares, one for him and one for his 7 sons. But this boy told uncle, "I will just only take 1/8 of the family inheritance because I'm the same class as your sons." Uncle says, "No, you represent your dad, so you deserve half." This boy insists, so the uncle divided up the family share into 8 shares. All 7 sons, they were very happy. This boy later became a prominent government official because of his virtues. Always give more and take less. Number 3, treat subordinates with kindness and generosity. In the Bodhisattva precept, it says, "All men are my fathers and all women are my mothers." We should treat the subordinates as our own parents and do not just use them for labors. There's a family that had a nanny for over 20 years. They really appreciate the nanny service over the years. When she's about to retire, they give him a house and a large retirement package. So we always want to treat subordinates with kindness and generosity. Now let's talk about it in terms of our speech. How do we speak to others with great compassion? Number 1, don't expose others' shortcomings or secrets. In Chinese, we have a saying, conceal wrongdoing and disclose goodness. That includes our parents or our siblings or anyone that we know. We do not want to disclose their shortcomings. Also, this is a Bodhisattva precept, not to disclose any shortcomings of the monks or nuns or laymen or laywomen. Make sure that we don't break any precept. Do not talk about the wrongdoing of another temple, and do not talk about the wrongdoings of other bodhisattva. These are all large offenses. Number 2, praising the goodness of others is a virtue in itself. So praising the goodness is loving words. It is a virtue, especially when people really need it. When people are really sick or they're emotionally very down, if you give them some kind words and say, "You're such a great mother, we really appreciate all your love and generosity, and we really love you." When you give people kindness, they will have the cheerful hearts. Their sickness will recover faster. Even if they pass away, because of their positive, wholesome thoughts, they will be reborn in good places, such as the Pure Land. So always give sincere praises. Number 3, encourage virtues and give sound advices. when people are having mistakes. We do not expose people's shortcomings, but we have the duty to help them transform and change. There was two brothers. The older brother was a government official. He started taking briberies. The younger brother was very sad, but he didn't know how to advise his brother, so he thought of a way. He actually went to be a servant and worked as a servant for a whole year. After the year, all the money that he made, he brought it to the older brother and said, "Dear brother, we should make money honestly with our own labor and not to take any money that's not supposed to be ours." The older brother felt ashamed of himself and actually transformed. With sincerity, great compassion, and wisdom, we can convince others to transform. Now let's talk about in terms of our mind. What is our attitude of compassion? Number one, don't impose on others what you do not desire. This is actually one of the biggest teaching of Confucius. Confucius, there's one word that you can practice all your life, and that word is tolerance. Always be tolerant of others. Put yourself in other people's shoes and see how they feel. For example, parents-in-law should treat the daughter-in-law and son-in-law as their own children and not treat them like outsiders. The daughter-in-law and the son-in-law should treat the parents-in-law as their own mom and dad. Respect and love them as if they're their own parents. This is all reciprocal. Relationship is based on our heart, feel for other people's position. That is true compassion. Number two, repay kindness and let go of resentment. Feeling of gratitude is the key to happiness. Always be grateful for everybody. We study hard because we want to pay back our parents' kindness, and we study the Dharma because we want to pay back Buddha's great kindness to us. Always feel gratitude and appreciation. You will live a life on purpose and you'll feel very fulfilled. Also, we want to let go of resentments. Do not hold any grudges toward anyone. Always forget about the wrongdoings other people have done to us. Be grateful for all the people that love us, and we also want to be grateful for other people that abused us, backstab us, and hurt us, because they made us stronger, have more wisdom, have more compassion. So be grateful. Turn good karmic relationships and bad karmic relationships into Dharma relationships, which means we're all growing spiritually. That's all we're trying to do in this lifetime. That way, every relationship is a good relationship. Everything that happened to you is a good thing. So you will be a bodhisattva and you will practice very carefully and happily. So treat our loved ones and our enemies equally. That is true compassion. In the Diamond Sutra, it basically teaches us to detach from all appearance and cultivate all goodness. So we want to detach from all the appearance of this is my enemy, this is my loved one. That way we can really practice all goodness. Number three, use reasoning, not power, to influence others. Do not use authority to impose on others. We always want to use sound reasoning, such as cause and effect. We don't want to say, I'm the mother, I'm the father, you must listen to me. If you just use your authority, even if they listen and obey, their hearts will not be with you. There was a little girl, Natalie, and her younger brother. One day, the girl was very upset at the younger brother, so complained to father. Dad, Nathan broke my toy, ate my ice cream, and drew all over my homework. The father calmly talked to Natalie. What about you? Did you do anything wrong today? Natalie thought about it and said, yes, I forgot to fold my blankets this morning. I lost my homework and I didn't do the dishes. So the father said, so you make mistakes too. We need to forgive ourselves and forgive all others. A light bulb went off the little girl's head. She happily forgave her younger brother. So the father used sound reasoning to teach his children and not use his authority. That is the only way to influence and teach others. These are simple ways for us to bring out our great compassion. Just like the Zen master said, a 3-year-old can understand, but 80-year-olds still struggle to do it. So we just need to be aware, practice daily, and do not give up. If we conduct ourselves with these standards, we are already walking the Bodhisattva way. So thank you for listening. Amitabha.